Alright, big pre-made game here where it looks like Darkstar and Jack are picking Zerg. We've got absolutely no one on... we've got Profit on support. I swear these recent pre-mades have had way less people making use of that support slot, which is weird because they're by far the most impactful role in pre-mades. Alright, Dahaka Zagara. Interesting. Haven't seen a Dahaka in a pre-made in a very long time. Usually Dahaka relies on those early pickoffs to really make use of the hero or get the best use out of that hero, which of course when you're in a pre-made is much less likely. People work together more to protect each other. Vision is a lot more common used by the survivors, so it's easier to stay away from the hunter. And players are just better, so they usually make a lot less mistakes when it comes to dying. And there we go. It's just easy slip out from the warfield there. Doesn't even lose a unit. Very nice. Weird that they're not even sending units up here to take out that blatant outpost that was up there. No one's even farming top right. That's weird. Usually it's a pretty valuable area to farm early on. Good scan. Because quite a lot of lings head up towards the top right. And it seems like everyone's down bottom mid and or left side, which is a bit of a shame. But how's the Dahaka going? He starts cloak. Of course, Zagara starts scan. Yeah, I doubt he's going to get many pickoffs this game, at least early on. We are versing he is versing a Warfield. Warfield, I don't know, kind of has a reputation for dying easily to Dahaka. But I feel like that's more so in public. Oh my god, Trala's in this game. Sad and so. Okay, Dahaka might be able to get an early pickoff then. But yeah, Warfield is deceptively good at not dying to a Dahaka. You see some less experienced Warfield players achieve it more commonly. Why is there a Stalker? Did he try to recall? Got it in the low ground there. Oh, big pick off on Eco there. He's going to full close that. But yeah, as I was saying, Warfield is actually really good at surviving versus Dahakas. He has recall, he has blink, he's got that at level 2, he's got that AoE slow. And he can get Herx to give an AoE stim to himself and his units and can just very easily live versus Dahakas if you are more experienced on Warfield. So I doubt we'll see him dying. I doubt the Swan's gonna die, or the Artanis, or maybe the Stukov. Stukov's probably the best chance this Dahaka has of getting a pick-off, unless he finds an unlucky Helios in a bad position. So it just seems like such a weird Dahaka pick, unless it is all he knows how to play, really. That's probably the only reason you'd want to pick Dahaka in this lobby. Looks like he's actually, even though we saw Dahaka kind of panning over this early on, he's getting away with this eco, the Artanises. Swan got a pretty big setback, which is unfortunate, but that class has fast eco, so he could easily get back in the game. Dahaka kind of fucking around in the middle of nowhere where no one is. He's going to head up to Helios, it looks like. Is he going to find this corner eco? You know, Trala is the fucking goat after all. That is a nice corner eco. That's super unlikely to be run past. Because of the rock here, even with this ramp here, it's more likely that they run through this area. Yeah, I like that. This should be a salvage. Dahaka is level 2, so Helios could actually be in trouble if they're not paying attention. So this just isn't a salvage. What is going on here? What the fuck is going... Why is this not being... Are they AFK? What the fuck is going on? They have to be AFK. There's no way that's real. Is Prophet gonna... I fucking hate this game, bro. How did idiot... This Helios is for sure AFK, by the way. And I don't think the Dahaka even realizes, so they're probably gonna live just sitting here in the middle of nowhere. How the fuck does Prophet, of all people, die after that? I don't even want to look at this anymore. Dahaka's level 2.5. Fucking hell. And I mean, probably salvages because the Zerg were nearby, I suppose, but he could have actually got away with that eco the whole time. Let's just remake it over here. I do not like this spot anywhere near as much as this, but it's fine. I mean, yeah, Artanis not going to have a problem. Dude, I don't even know what to... Are they back? They're still not back. This is fucked up. They're basically down 2 survivors now. The survivors are. So that's not good. Little bit of a Warfield eco up there. Pretty easy to... It doesn't need to defend it or anything. Just left the barracks. Good wall. This might need to get defended though. This absolutely needs to get salvaged, in fact. Yeah, good Ling micro there. because of that, picks up 2 more assimilators that they would have not had if they didn't micro those links. Where's the Dahak off to now? He's almost level 3. I want to see what he gets level 3. Is he a dash enjoyer? Is he just going to get level 2 cloak? Well, he can't, can he? It got nerfed. They need to be level 4 for that. So is he going to get level 2 drag? He can't. My god, is he just going to hold the skill points to, at level 4, get these both level 2? That is an option. I mean, surely not. Don't do it to me, Tralla. Tralla's kind of fucking around. He's dancing around with the Dahaki. He's playing with fire. The Helios is back. Okay. I mean, why did that not get salvaged earlier, and why did it still not, like, get destroyed? Why did that get salvaged? Like, how did that get out? What the... I need to look at the, like, defender or something. Surely better things are going on with that guy. Oh my god. Okay, let's take a look at what he's up to. He's killing an observer. Observer probably gone for ghost DT. A little bit of creep harass. I just, this game is already painful. How is there 45 more minutes of this shit? I think, how much is the Helios holding? Like, they must have had no gas, right? So they can't even come back with like 1k minerals and put that into a couple of priests or anything. Terrible spot to be in. This is a little bit of Stukov eco. Stukov is in quite a nice spot, actually. I can't believe I said that there's no way Dahaka should be getting early pickoffs. Now we're 2 survivors down. Oh my god, is he going to salvage? Thank god he does. At least he tries to. Actually, he gets almost, well, half of it out. He does actually go for scan. Interesting. Scan is Dahaka this early on. And you are versing a Slenders and a Helios. Maybe not a terrible idea. And an Artanis. But personally, I feel like in this game, Dash would have been good there, or holding the 2 skill points to go level 2 drag and level 2 cloak. Probably not though, probably Dash. Again, it's not a good enemy composition to be getting snipes, so level 2 drag probably isn't a priority. That being said, he's proven me wrong already, so who knows. All dodges a scan there. They do see that the ramp's getting defended though, so I might clear them off a little bit. Do like this eco. Unlikely to get found anytime soon, but creep should be getting pretty close there. Does he have blink? He doesn't. Okay, just doing a little bit of blinkless harass. I mean, it's only a few stalkers, I guess. A little bit of miss micro, but he gets them all out anyway. I'd like to see blink come out, very valuable. Oh my lord, what am I talking about with this guy not being able to get early snipes? They've only got 5 survivors left. Jesus. This eco ends up having to get salvaged. Where is the Warfield at now? He's down here. I mean, if he defends this area, I kind of like this spot. I feel like it's kind of likely to get run into / scanned. We'll see. If it's defended, of course, completely different story. But with only 5 survivors left, you can't really get away with everyone just defending their ecos or having blatant ecos, because there's just not enough of you to do it. So Zerg have a much easier time, and now roaches are out. Hopefully queued up to no, they're not queued up to get to this eco. This Sukov's actually fucking rich as hell. How's Trala doing? Where did he re-eco? Just over here. I mean, he's not in a good spot, but you know, that could change. He actually doesn't have much gas income either. He's struggling with that, it seems. He's trying to get the Seeker missiles off for some of the gas income. No split on the roaches, even though the Dahaka pings over here. He can't be fucked splitting the roaches. Where is he, by the way? I think he's just heading towards it. Yeah, he is. Okay, good salvage. Good salvage gets out almost all of it. Just one gets taken out, 1 mineral patch. Not bad. We see the roaches coming over here. That has to be salvaged. There's no Nactal. Where's the... Yeah, Nactal could come over and maybe... Oh, he doesn't even have the Ravager pit. I was going to say make a group of Ravagers, take those out. He does want to defend those. Not only does it defend his eco, get more map control, but it's also a good gas trade for Stukov. Easily, or he needs to put down a pool so he can make civilians as well. Then put down a Ravager pit so that he can easily trade with those roaches. At this point, I mean, he's so ahead that the Marines could probably do it too. I imagine he's... No, he's only 1-1. I was going to say, I imagine he has 2 attack. He doesn't. He's at plus 60. I guess he's just been farming quite efficiently, putting it all into eco. Tralla fucking around with the Hunter a bit. Not going to get much out of it. He did end up getting a bit of gas. I wonder if it's from Seeker missiles, possibly. How are the roaches going over here? Yeah, I mean, he's not defending versus the roaches. He should be. He absolutely has the capability to. He just needs to put down a spawning pool so he can spawn civilians, which tank, incredibly versus roaches, who have a somewhat slow attack speed, and will very much overkill each individual civilian, and then just ravages or even groups of infested marines. Is he gonna do it here? Like, he needs to fight. Well, I guess he can't really without the pit. Okay, he does start spawning ravages. The marines don't trade quite as well as civilians do, but the ravages do enough damage where he'll be able to take those out. He's got so much map control up here though. Paired with the warfield, they're actually getting quite a lot of the map. This eco's still up, understandably so. Creep is getting closer, but the rocks are in a nice position where it kind of stops them from easily being able to creep up to this. It'll take them a while to get through these ramps. Okay. Got swans in the game as well. Big salvage there. He gets absolutely everything up. Where is he at the moment? Where's the swan? What color is he? He's yellow. So he's got one hero out. Does he have 2 heroes? No, he's only got the swan out. Very greedy to not get the Kaczynski anytime sooner. He is getting it now, so that's going to be able to get him a little bit more ability to control the map or make some stuff around the map. He'll be able to outpost / eco in multiple places at once. Warfield has to salvage. I imagine they just eco up here though, right? They can just defend top left side. The Huck is down the mid left. He might move towards bot left. Bot right should be, yeah, prime real estate for the Stukov to set up, especially now that he is probably confident in fighting roaches. He does make a bit of a wall with infested pools as well, so hopefully he starts spawning civilians if he needs to versus the roaches. What is this? Are they going for a base? Yeah, a base is actually called 15 minutes in. 2 minutes ago. They're going for a base here. I mean, it is versus the Haka. What skills does he have? Level 5, he has level 2 drag. He's got a skill point as well. You might go Flame Breath here. Dash is still a good option. I mean, there are so many units here. Yeah, just build up a unit count outside of the base. Smart guy, doing exactly what he should. Spawn a few overlords if possible. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Phoenix is going to have fun with those. Very mineral expensive as well. He just needs to micro. Get that Hydra away from the missile. He does not. Yeah, definitely needs to pull back from this Nomad who loves the Seeker missiles. This is actually pretty scary for Darker to fight. What he kind of needs to do here, if he's not going to full commit to clearing the base, which I don't think he should, is try to micro some units around the map and find where peripheral echoes are, echoes outside of the base, get some more map control, and just contain them. This is a really small area, and if they want to move down the ramp, yeah, Stukov gets pulled, but easily sprints away. If they want to move down the ramp and try and eco further out, they are going to put whatever is back here in a more vulnerable spot to be dashed into and cleared out. So as long as you can contain them into this high ground, they don't have that much room to work with. So I think with your hero, stay around here, keep poking at them, keep them on that high ground ideally. And if they do move out, don't commit too much necessarily. As long as they can't move out to these outer low grounds, which is where it's going to be really easy to push them back if they do try to do that. They still don't have that much room to work with. Use Hydras to kind of stop them from building on the edges here, give them even more limited room, and then just clear out the rest of the map. And you've got a very good defender. He will be able to quite easily, as we see here, find out where some of their ecos are. Maybe not all of them, but at least some of them. They've got quite a lot around the map still, so they definitely need to spend some time clearing that out. Unfortunately, Dahaka is sending his hero across though. And yeah, I mean, it might get him a little something here. He can scan, he can pull the mothership, which he should do. Okay, well, I mean, that also works. But they're just going to expand. Well, they should anyway. Yeah, here we go. Put a planetary in the back. He's going to try and max that out when it comes to the eco. Very hard for Dahaka to... Actually, Dahaka could easily dash into this and clear it out. Takes them a bit of time. It's quite tanky, obviously, but of course, if they invest 10k minerals and 50 gas into it, definitely a worthy thing to try and take out. They can't salvage it. But we'll see how things play out. Does he have dash at all? Did he ever go dash? He did. Oh, he didn't. He's got level 3 drag. I don't hate it at this point. I'm not a big fan of Flame Breath, especially versus the enemy team comp. So, you know, drag's a decent idea. Maybe gets a pull on, especially like a Slendus or a Nomad. Maybe a Stukov. Maybe something like that. But, I mean, dash is going to be necessary. Especially if he gets surrounded by the Nomad or something. Looks like... Did they teleport a Nactal mid? They may have, actually. Units coming out mid, or at least if they didn't, they put it through the teleporter. quite a bit of harass going on. Clears a lot of the creep that's leading towards bot left. Rough spot to be in, but of course you do have this teleporter. Creep isn't absolutely necessary for a defender to get pretty close to the base. But as Zagara, you have very slow move speed off creep, so it's still a long distance to travel. They're not going to be able to walk to this base very easily without being punished mid. Yeah, they've got so much room to work with now. They're not really being held back on the outer low grounds, so they're actually going to be able to set up a bunch of infrastructure. The Artana should spam warp gates out here. We even see a few planetaries coming in and just hold all this outer area. So what they wanted to do here, what they should have done is stop this from happening, basically. Like, if you can stop them from getting a foothold on these outer areas, then they're just limited to this. But now that they have a foothold, it's gonna be quite hard to break through, actually. But of course, you do still have to take out what's around the map. You just need to use units for it, I think. Of course, it's not over yet. They could still break it. They could still get pickoffs with Dahaka Drag, but when your Dahaka Zagara versus base is established like this, it's quite a big base already. That is a hard spot to be in. Both being the worst base breakers for their respective roles. Zagara the defender, Dahaka the hunter, both the worst at breaking bases. So that is what's very worrying about this. Still see all this up here, top left going on. Nactil's still up here as well. They did manage to sneak the Nactil out earlier from the bot right. It looks like it may have got picked off though. Yeah, Dahaka coming in to clear it out. Holding 2 skill points. I do wonder what he goes for. Hopefully level 4 drag and then dash. Zagara's skill points much less important. Yeah, just level 4 scan, level 4 teleport. Teleport around faster, get some map vision faster. Her skills, I mean, outside of her level 1, or outside of teleport in general, really, and scan, her skills are actually quite weak. Okay, they get some roaches up top left. They clear out the Stukov shit, the Stukov eco, but Nactil's still up, and this is still up. I mean, and the roaches are for sure going to get picked off by the Nactil. This is still hidden. Nomad manages Trala, you ape. How did it happen, didn't it? He used a drag on the Nomad, and the Nomad died. There we go, level 4 drag. He actually has level 3 cloak, not anywhere near as valuable at this point. Cloak mostly being used for its move speed. You don't need as much move speed when you know where all the survivors are, when you don't need to run around the whole map for them. So at this point, leveling it up is not that valuable. But definitely, every other skill is way more valuable, even scan. So I would definitely rather see at least level 1 and dash, maybe start upgrading Flame Breath to its higher levels so you could clear out some of the lower level units in an instant. Definitely not the cloak, definitely not valuable here. Okay, it looks like Dahaka's gonna try and maybe break from another position. The bot right, I mean, I was gonna say didn't really work for him, but he killed Trala, so it kind of works pretty well, to be honest. But obviously he's not gonna get too much further in, but this is left wide open. I mean, Solidus is in position to recall units. They're moving away, so no longer the case. They do have all these vision towers, which is really good. Always hate to see in bases people that don't, or that have the ability to make vision towers, and they don't make use of that. It's such a strong structure and a huge asset to have as survivors. But yeah, because of this, they could see if the Dahaka would come in and get units over here ASAP, but it was left wide open. They could have just got to the back, cleared up both of these planetaries, all the Stukov eco. Of course, as Dahaka, bit risky because you can't just teleport out. You would have to dash out. And again, you're still not upgrading dash, actually. So I guess not really an option because of these poor skill choices, which is a shame. This did end up going down, but Artanis has so much on the top left side now. Even the Slender still has his eco here. And I mean, the Stukov is solo holding off the Dahaka. Not a good sign for the Zerg, to be honest, when you've got like 4 other survivors to do, well, 3 now. Rala died, didn't he? So let's see how much they have. Oh no, wait, hold on. Helios Snowman Prophet died? Okay, no, I thought another person died for some reason. Okay, they're not in as bad as a spot as I thought. Well, they weren't in a bad spot anyway. They have a really well-established base. Only 3 survivors did. For some reason, I thought it was more. Okay, I mean, you need a larger Hydra count, but what you really need is to get out of here. Not really achieving much. Could maybe try and sneak down the right side. Sneak down here and run through, especially with all these Stukov units and Artanis units out here. Artanis can recall to reposition, but the Stukov has all his supply stuck in the top side here. If he snuck around, he could have got into the base without having to worry about the Stukov units for a while. But now he's in a really bad position, and he still doesn't have dash. He's got a scorching breath now. He's not using it. I mean, it doesn't do that much damage level 1, but he's just getting surrounded by the Slenders, the Stukov, the Artanis. The Artanis is here with the auras. Level 3. Oh, he's got an Energizer aura. Interesting. Not a fan of that, but level 3 Energizer aura. Imagine if he had level 4 Radiance aura. They would just be able to target the Haka and fuck him up. And of course, Endurance aura very valuable as well. The Haka trying to break the rock. Sadly, if he does manage to break the rock, he still has to break another one because he can't run out the top side. He has to break one of these rocks. Not a bad call to break the rock. It's just, you know, this is not going to work out. I mean, there's still more to the replay, so he must get out somehow. Oh, he's going to go for a drag. He misclicks, hits the Colossus. Can't blame him. He must be playing on 1 FPS because, I mean, I've got a solid 7 here just watching the fucking replay. They've got the roaches coming in. Zagara realizing how dire the situation is. It's actually doing a good job, which is weird. They've got so many immortals here. The Artanis, weirdly enough, went a really heavy immortal build. Not a very good unit anymore. However, it does still do well versus roaches, and pretty much exclusively roaches. Roaches, Kraith, and I believe it's either Fager or Glevig. I think those are the only ones with an armored tag on the Zerg team anymore. Of course, Roach is the only unit, non-hero, that has the armored tag. So they should be doing well versus that, but surprisingly, they're still... I mean, Roach is still really good. They are getting overrun. Stukov finally starts spawning on top of the Haka instead of just holding the ramp. Like, it's a fucking sledgehammer. I'm going to slow down the speed a little bit. The Haka is slowly working his way out. He actually manages... Okay, that's why. That's why he finally realizes dash might be a good ability here and manages to work his way out. I mean, they level 11 to Haka. It's kind of scary if he gets a pull off on someone. He could just auto them down pretty fast, even if you blink. Once he gets enough level and Scorching Breath, he could just use that as a ranged a ranged burst ability. So he's definitely not. The Zerg definitely aren't out of the game. They have outs to win it. They have base breaking isn't it though. I don't think base breaking is going to be reliable unless. like the situation we mentioned earlier, all their supply is stuck up on the top side. If Dahaka, why is he running towards the army? Run down. Run towards the base. Look at how open this is. Even the Swan hasn't actually set up a proper like bastion of defenses here. There's 0 walls. This has turreted up, but you just ignore it. Just run downwards, bro. What did you get level 3 cloak for? Is it cosmetic? You've got all that move speed, run downwards into the bot left, clear it out. You've now got level 1 dash. You just spawn a bunch of shit back here, clear it, run as you go, dash out the right side. Easy. If you really want to commit, you could just go in here. I wouldn't suggest it, but there's a better option than trying to fight a fucking army that's just sitting in the middle of nowhere defending nothing. Okay, I mean, they send some units in, but like a little too late, and it's just not in the right spot, is it? That's so sad. That would have been such an amazing opportunity to run in there. And it was one he had for a very long time as well. It wasn't like a split-second decision that could have changed the game. He had like a minute or two to consider that, and he just leaves. Alright, I mean, they do clear out the Slender Eco. They've got the Artanis Eco up here to still deal with, which they probably will never find. Hold on. I want to see, did that... Could the Lynx see that mothership? They might have actually. It would have just been on the minimap for a second though, but I think it is in range if the Ling runs right up to this area, to this wall. Okay, how are we doing back at the base? The Hark is still trying to fight an army that he doesn't need to fight. Just avoid it and run around and try and threaten, at the very least, their defenses. Again, particularly before the Swan has time to set up anything more than he has. Once Swan starts going, he's gonna be pretty insane. Of course, Swan is very gas starved, which is kind of the problem he's running into here. But even the what are they called? The scrap piles, the junk piles, they would be valuable in this base. You see, Stukov is fucking rich, bro. He's about to be at plus 500 per second. Oh my god, it's just so much spam. The map is blinking. I wonder if I go to survivor point of view if it's a little bit better. I think it is a bit. I have to go back down to normal speed again though. This is insane. There are just so many things on the map. We see the Cyberus laser coming out. So the Cyberus is level 10 actually. I was gonna say level 7. Not quite. It's level 10. It's quite big. Where's the or level 6 rather. Okay, yeah, well, Cylinders has Mothership available. They aren't going for it for some reason. Don't know why. It's not like they need to hide this game. Huck is again just defending. It's not achieving anything for them. Zagara actually going for a break. Thank God. We do see. I mean, Warfield's just got so much back here. Is he maxed out on? He's got it. He's pretty close to maxed out on just tanks, which is rough to deal with. Zerg, very strong unit. Main downside is he can't clear Lings, but once you get enough Flaming Betties from the Swan, even some of the planetary fortresses, it's not going to be a problem. It's going to be over, basically. We see Cyberus doing a little bit of rest, mostly just there to gain levels, no doubt. Leech some levels. He is level 9. Pretty big. Worth dragging, honestly. If the Warfield has good attention, good APM, good micro or whatever, he will be able to save it in time, but he's also probably focusing on trying to deal with the Zagara. We see some units still over here. I mean, I guess it'd be nice if they were attacking these rocks, open up some more paths for the Zerg to try and break through, but it's just looking real rough at the moment. It just looks like a matter of time before the Zerg lose their eco, I guess, or even their foothold on the bot side of the map. Yeah, Xanthos is in here doing some serious damage. Level 10 now. It's just, this guy's just spamming Ling Hydra. It is not working out, especially now that Colossus are coming in. Where's the Zagara up to? Oh, he went through the teleporter, gonna try and wrap around. Very nice call, I like that a lot. But it's not actually gonna be able to do much other than take out, which is necessary, I guess, take out the Nactals. Which is sad. It's not like you can actually get a snipe on heroes off of this. But he does need to get rid of those Nactals, so this is a good call. Ideally get rid of the Cyberus or the Xanthos as well. Even though it's not really too big of an investment to remake Cyberus, at least he has to reposition. I guess, I don't know. I'm coping here. I'm making up excuses for Zeg to stand this game. It's looking like it's fucking over, to be honest. Oh, they might get Xanthos. Actually, relatively valuable. Nah, he is paying attention. Yeah, well done by the Warfield. They're getting closer and closer to Zerg's eco. They are starting to push back some of this creep as well, using Motherships plus Immortals. I assume Artanis, probably, I was going to say back in base, he's not actually. Yeah, there's no real reason to risk Artanis being out here, but at the same time, it's not that much of a risk. Dahaka, they know where he is. Zagara's not going to be a threat alone to an Artanis that's level 14 with 3 armor, no doubt. And it's kind of nice to gain some levels, so I guess there is reason to push with him here. But like, I don't know. Could they potentially get a pick off if Dahaka manages to sneak down here? Could they get a pick off on Artanis? They need the mana burn from Zagara on Artanis to get him low mana, low energy. They need to take out the mothership so we can't use motherships to recall, and then they need to be able to deal. They need to be able to deal like 4k damage through a 40% damage reduction, basically. So it's not likely. But Dahaka's not down here. Zagara giving it a go herself with the mana drain plus the slow. And if Dahaka were down there and he pulled him back into Zagara, he was dead. So they could have done it. They could have done it absolutely. To be fair, the Artanis rather may have played completely different if he knew that Dahaka weren't on the minimap. Of course, they have pretty much constant vision of him over here as he's spawning units on top of the enemy army trying to defend. Is Zagara going to try and maybe send roaches into this? Like we see, this is basically just Stukov plus Xanthos the whole time. The big Flame Breath. What level is that now? That's a level 4 surely. Yeah, level 4 Flame Breath. So that's actually starting to do some damage. But yeah, this is pretty much this whole time just Stukov units. Pretty much all the Stukov units, to be fair. All of his supply plus Xanthos. Meanwhile, I mean, the Warfield still has an entire army hidden in this base. And the Swan must... I want to go all vision again, even though it's going to lag me. Let's see how much he's expanded. Not that much, actually. Again, poor guy. Yep, fucking gas stuffed. Swan, very gas-heavy class, and he's having a rough time with it, trying to get some gas. He will be able to get a little bit here from these laser drills. But, I mean, it's only a small amount of laser drills. That's kind of the problem with Swan. Swan doesn't have many problems, frankly, an OP class. But one of them is that once you get later into the game, you kind of need to spend gas to get gas. And if you don't have gas to spend gas to get gas, you can't get gas. So it's very unfortunate for him. And that is pretty much why he's so behind despite being 40 minutes in. Like, he doesn't even have many minerals. No, but even if it's Stukov, who should have a ton, Jesus, plus 1200 per second. Even if Stukov were to just constantly send him, he's actually not going to be able to do a huge amount with the minerals because he still needs that gas to make his stuff. You can spam devastation turrets, I suppose. Not a terrible idea. He's making some junk piles now. Making that one white gap so he doesn't block his team. It will block the laser tanks. I believe they need more space. I could be wrong though. But it will make it a lot softer, especially a Dahaka to sneak through here. That's the main thing, right? Kind of make it hard for Dahaka to sneak in. And then, you know, because you slow him down a bit, gives your team more time to react and then recall on top of him or whatever. Yes, this is walled off. They want that to salvage. Yeah, good awareness by the Stukov. The Haka is on the top side here, actually. Gonna go for the base break. Let's take a look from the survivor point of view. I mean, they've got like nothing up here, actually. There, Stukov, the poor guy, about to go broke, losing all this eco. Fortunately, I think he's got a little bit left in the bank and in the back of the base. Yeah, sitting on 100k is probably a good position to be in. They actually take out a huge amount of this. Nice. This is good for, funnily enough, good for survivors, because this just gave Swan like probably about 200, maybe 250 gas here. This is actually good for survivors that this happened, as long as they hold here. Why are they not hold? Like, where's the... Hold on. Where the fuck is the warfield? Where his units are all moving away from the Dahaka. This is not good for survivors, in fact. Why are they not defending the back? Why are they losing? Why are they just losing their base? Is this like that, is this... Did they just expect their teammates to do it? Is it one of those situations where it's like, you know, I really should do something here. Like this guy just got... I just witnessed a car crash. I probably should call an ambulance, but, you know, I'm sure someone else will handle it. I'll just go about my day. I'm sure someone else is going to deal with it. I'm sure someone else is going to defend the back of this base, but no one is, and absolutely everything gets cleared out. This is ridiculous. They just got their base wiped. I mean, they're still in a favorable position, the survivors are, right? Oh my god, he's gonna pull the cylinders. No, my fucking god, these people are nuts. These people are so fucked. What is going on? They're losing. I mean, okay, look, they're still in a favorable position. Stukov has a bunch of eco here. He can spam aberrations easily. He's got a massive bank. Warfield's rich as fuck. He's pretty much maxed out. They have to deal with... Well, for some reason, Stukov's sitting on 150 supply. How much is Garfield sitting on? Okay, he's maxed out, thank god. I was going to say, they have to deal with like 600 supply of units from those two alone. Then they've got the Swan who can make a bunch of shit. Is everyone else dead? But no, Artanis. Yeah, they still have 4. I mean, taking out Xanthos here is big. Flame Breath? Flame Breath? Oh my god, it just lives. Bro, that's a level 19 Xanthos. For some reason, the guy decides to use the spell instead of moving upwards. Just throws Xanthos away. I mean, he would have been blocked actually, but... My god. Zagara's still breaking. Oh my god, they've got Omegas and Brutus out. Holy shit, does Zerg win this? They could break this rock with the Omega. The Brutus taking out the motherships. These planetaries are pretty annoying. I mean, just roach spam the occasional Bruta to take out this rock. Sorry, not Bruta, Omegalisk. The Brutus to take out the air units. How's the Dahaka going? Holy fuck, I think Zerg win. They're losing. They have like no room to work with. And meanwhile, they're not pushing or anything. They're not taking out Zerg's infrastructure. They're not taking out Zerg's eco. They're not pushing back creep. I guess creep's not as big of a deal. But they're not actually doing anything with this. You know what I'd really like to see here? If Zagara can break this rock down, I want to see them teleport onto this teleporter and start pushing from this side as well. Of course, I mean, maybe not the best call from our point of vision because the laser tanks would just hit them. But from the Zerg's point of vision, surely they think that everything... personally, I would, in their position, think, why the fuck would there ever be units here? Of course, from an observer point of view, we know that there are units here. They do go for that. Oh, I'm so happy. Of course, there happens to just be, yeah, now they have to move back. They have to run because for some reason there's just max supply of laser tanks that were sitting AFK throughout this entire base break. It is a bit awkward for them to move around. They have to teleport through here and then move through. I mean, it's not that hard, bro. Just micro a little bit. The survivors, I feel like, got complacent. They just had the game won. Pretty much auto won. They barely had to play the game. And somehow they've done the worst thing possible. They all went practically AFK in the middle of the map. Left the back of their base to be destroyed. Left this to be destroyed. The rock never went down. Bit of a misplay. Pretty huge misplay, actually, from the Zerg. Hopefully the Dahaka fixes that mistake and takes out this rock and then threatens the slow ground. You can get, like, Hydras in here. If you want to be fancy and actually use micro, you can get some lurkers as well to easily beat this. You could pretty easily break through this rock if this guy never decides to reposition his laser tanks, which he seems to have a history of not doing. So it's looking pretty good for Zerg. They are getting pushed a little bit in the mid. Where's the Swan during all this? How's his gas go? He's got a lot of gas now, but now he has no minerals. He needs to beg. Get on his knees and beg this fucking Stukov to send him a fucking few thousand. The guy's sitting on 260k. 260k, he could happily send to the Swan. And because Swan has so much gas now, it would be very valuable. Okay, they do end up picking this off. I assume it's because a random Ling saw that mothership. This one's in a better position. I think even if a Ling runs up to this, they may not have vision of the mothership. They might though, but again, it's not super likely you see it while you've got so much to deal with on the map. That's why it took them so long to take out that other one. Yeah, a lot of motherships going down. Hold on, how much does this guy have in eco? Not a lot, not enough to sustain Reavers. Losing these motherships is a huge deal, actually. You want to be sitting on like plus 200, plus 250 per second as Artanis to really sustain Reavers. This is bad. This is really bad. Dahaka needs to get back behind this base and break this fucking rock. These guys, I feel like, are kind of failing to take advantage of a lot of the positions that they could be in. I can't believe this fell in the first place, though. Zerg is still low health, so if Dahaka does that, I mean, he is taking a bit of a risk. They should both have level 4 scan. In fact, I'm not even going to check. I know they both have level 4 scan, so they can really scan preemptively just to make sure it's safe to do so. So they should take that opportunity. Omegas, I mean, they win, right? I don't think, like, survivors can deal with... Oh my god, Stukov's dead. Flame breath, bro. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, it's fine. Zerg should win anyway. Survivors can deal with Omegas quite well. Laser tanks alone pretty much solo hold Omegas. They just need some other stuff to take out stuff like Lings or Banes or Roaches so that they can target those Omegas. But the position they're holding is vulnerable from every single angle. So they should not be able to win this. Oh, hold on. Zerg are down to 5.6k. And if Dahaka is teleported on by laser tanks, of course, if Zagara does as well, I trust Zagara a little bit more to react faster to teleport away from laser tanks. But Dahaka, he needs to not just sit on creep is a problem, which is kind of worrying because that puts him in position to be sniped by laser tanks, of course. But he needs to go down here. He needs to sneak down here and start spawning stuff from that position. He needs to start making Ling Hydra as well, bro. Like, how much you at? You're at plus 38. You're holding a bank. Go Banes or something. Go Somps. Go Lurkers. Go Banes. Go Brutalisks even. Brutalisks are fine. Stop spamming Ling Hydra into planetary fortresses. Like, Lings I can accept if you break through the planetaries and start having to deal with the laser tanks. But this is ridiculous. They do scan the Zagara there. I would have liked to see this guy maybe try to position some laser tanks to teleport onto her, especially with an Artanis. If you coordinate with that Energizer Aura, level 4, plus 45% move speed, plus the blink from laser tanks, plus you have scan, you could have definitely at least attempted a snipe on the Zagara there. Which I feel like is what they should focus on. I don't know if survivors realize it, but they're in a losing position as long as Zerg plays well. So they really should be taking these opportunities rather to try and take out the Zagara. We do see the push coming out, and it's actually doing a bit of damage. This guy is listening. He's making the Banes, but he doesn't have them upgraded. They are slow Banes. It's and he's not sending them into the right place. He's sending them into laser tanks. Okay, yeah, here we go. Finally, they decide to break through. Oh my god, this is it. They're breaking through. This is wide open now. They can get units down here. They could pretty easily break this rock. What are they called? Survivors are going to have to split their units. We see that the Stukov's units are pretty easily getting taken out by just 2 Omegas there. Like, it's over. It's over, bro. The Swan doesn't have enough time to build up enough laser... what are they called? Laser drills plus flaming biddies. I mean, like, Swan's endgame is nuts. He can pretty much counter every single unit Zerg has and hold them really well. So, but he just needs a lot of time, a lot of gas, and a lot of minerals to do it. But he does not have that time anymore. We see 5 more minutes on the replay, and honestly, I think it's a Zerg win. Oh, he pulls a laser tank. Unfortunate. It should be a Zerg win. Zerg's in the favored position, but you know, all it takes is one good snipe from the survivors. Laser tank's very good at doing that. You know, Stukov could surround him with units. He could even just run into aberrations and auto attack them, and they could auto attack him back. So I don't know. Yeah, they're breaking through rocks. This okay, yeah. I think Swan. Yeah, Swan absolutely got sent to. He's holding 80k now. That did not come out of nowhere. I mean, they're not going to be able to hold this if they send Omegas in here. They're not going to be able to hold this. Lurker, please make lurkers, bro. This would be such a nice lurker position. Or over here. I can't blame him for not making lurkers. They are really clunky. And a lot of people don't go for them for that reason. Especially because, like, you kind of want to be very fast with your pressure as Zerg. You want to be constantly putting on pressure. When you're fucking around with lurkers, it's very easy for a less experienced player to give up that opportunity because it slows you down. But at least just spam units that aren't, like, Hydra Ling. F2 or something. What? He's max supply. Where the fuck are all his units? Are they really all just down here? No, they're across the map. He's got links across the map for some reason. He should be constantly F2ing. Like, you're holding a 7k bank as Zerg, just constantly F2 the base. You're not waiting for anything. They're finally pushing from the back once again. Clearly, these guys do not have much of a will to defend this side of the base, so it's a good call. They should break through this rock. Once again, this rock is pretty much holding this base solo. This would be such a huge advantage to have a ramp open here, get into the slow ground. They're not going to easily be able to defend both of them, especially when Zagara can TP back and threaten the top side of the base as well. This guy's just creeping towards mid with planetaries. It looks funny, and it's kind of useful, but it's actually not that strong. Like, Mass Omegas, you're not going to achieve much with pushing with planetaries. At this point, the guy's just trying to get a little bit more map control. And it does kind of buy him more time to defend from a topside push, but they're pushing through the bot side now. But I'm getting increasingly nervous as I see there's only 2 minutes left. 4 survivors alive, and still Zerg is sitting on 5.5k. I feel like a snipe might be coming out. This is still up. This whole game. Well, not this whole game, but this whole base, basically. But look at survivors. They're losing like all of their everything valuable. They will be taken out here. Like, even Corruptors coming in to take out these motherships. Zerg should win this, but I know they're not going to because of the timer. There's no way they take out 4 survivors in that amount of time, and this makes me so sad. Like, Omega's just slowly... Oh, they finally take out the rock as well. And then you take out this rock, there's nothing to defend it. Nothing valuable anyway. Why is this guy still spamming fucking lings? Make some songs. Make some more banelings. He did well with banelings at one point. Hydras I can accept. Hydras, you know, give a little bit of extra range DPS, but where are the Soms? And Zerglings are still good. You still want some Zerglings, but just not when it's like 90% of your army. That's not it at 52 minutes in. You see that even the mothership cores are creeping out with the mass pylons. So they're going to be able to spawn pretty much everywhere within all of these planetary fortresses, but they're losing their actual eco. This should be taken out. It's kind of slow, but eventually they will. I think Zagara TP back to defend. Now, where's Zagara? Okay, they're going to pressure the top side, I think. We see all the laser tanks are pushing. Like, Zerg have so much of a bank and so much eco, they can afford to lose some ground when it comes to their eco, as long as they clear out all of this from the survivors. They would just win. Because eventually, even though survivors have a massive bank, eventually you'd be able to drain them out. Stukov needs his eco to actually spawn units and to get more cooldown on his unit charges. So taking those out, even though he's holding how much? Well, only 60k at this point. But even though he's holding a lot, like, he needs them up so he can actually make units. And, I mean, the Artanis kind of has the same problem with needing warp gates, even though we can spam warp gates now. And even the Warfield has much less of a problem. It's much easier for him to mass barracks than it is for the Artanis to mass warp gates or something. But here we see the time is running out, and I wonder which one loses it. It looks like a fucking Dahaka running into melee range, maybe. I think he was going for a drag there on the Stukov. Which one is the monkey that manages to die here? This should be a Zerg win. Such a good spot for the Zerg to be in. Weirdly enough, as we see their mid getting cleared, but okay, well, here it is. He gets spawned on top of... Oh, hold on. It wasn't him. It was the Zagara getting lasered down. Oh, I'm so sad after this game. And what a monkey game. From beginning to end, absolute monkeying around.